Thank you for joining me for part 2 of our quick tutorial on using the database Business Source Complete. Now we've already gone over some general tips, rules, and tricks as far as general searching in this database goes, but sometimes your assignments may require using some of the other functions in the database. For instance, if you have to do research on a particular company or business, there's some great options in this database to help you. First of all, you can go to the top of the page and click on Company Information, and let's say we want to find information on the company Target. We could type in Target, click on search, and you'll notice that Target Corp is the first option that comes up. We'll click on Target Corp, and then we now have an outline of some of the industry information, financials, various information that's been published about Target. You can search for the SWOT analysis on Target here. You can look for industry profiles on Target, as well as any academic journals that mention Target, the company. So there's a lot of good material here on individual companies as your research requires that. Now let's go back to the Business Source Complete homepage. And from the homepage, another option that you might have need for is this option in the top that's publications. Now, what this lets you do is you can search for publications that might be helpful to you. Let's say you're looking for the Wall Street Journal, for instance, and you had to have an article from the Wall Street Journal. So type in Wall Street Journal, hit browse, and now we've got the various publications with those words in the title. So we would need Wall Street Journal Eastern Edition, and you'll notice you can actually search within just the Wall Street Journal by clicking on this option, or you could search for the individual issues of the Wall Street Journals by year, volume, and issue number on the right. So that's the publications option in the Business Source Complete. Now let me show you another option. When you're doing a search in Business Source Complete, one thing that you can do is use a folder to store the journal articles you want to come back to. Now the folder will be temporary unless you set up an account. So let me show you what I mean. If you go up to the top middle and click on Sign In, you'd be able to sign into an account. If you haven't created an account, you would create an account here, but once you signed into the account, you could then store journal articles in that account permanently, so you could come back to them later. So if you go back to the Business Source Complete homepage, and let's say we typed in employee value proposition, and we'll stick that in quotation marks since we want that exact phrase, and click on search. Now let's say we like this first article, we want it to come back to it later. We can click on the plus sign here, and it will stick that article into your permanent folder. Again, if you are signed in and have created one. Otherwise, it's simply a temporary folder. One other option to mention, let's say you were doing this search on employee value proposition, and as you scroll through this material, you notice that really what you want it to search for is any article that mentions, let's say, employee retention. So what you could do is you could copy that employee retention subject term, take this back up to the top, stick it into your search bar. I'm just going to paste it in here. Then you can change the select the field option to subject terms. Again, these are subject terms. These are tags that have been placed on these particular articles. So now when we do a search, we can find all the articles that have been tagged to be related to employee retention. So just another way to narrow your search results or to broaden your search results and find the exact phrasing that these articles have been tagged. Thank you for joining me for this tutorial on the Business Source Complete. Please remember that the Jerry Falwell Library has what you need to succeed.